Today we're making ornaments. All the supplies are things you should have around the house or were included as part of the 12 Days of Hometown Holidays kit. Crafting together is a great way to make memories and a mess while you make a masterpiece. Now, let's deck those halls. Let's make abstract art ornaments. Sounds really fancy, but this is actually the best project for little ones. All you need is regular paper. Cardstock actually works better than thin paper, or if you have some thin cardboard, that's also great. Something a little bit heavier that can handle the weight of some paint. And any kind of craft paint. They can be acrylics like this, or they can be regular finger paints, any kind of regular tempera paint that you have. Paintbrushes or fingers, as long as Mom and Dad say it's okay. So all you do is use the paper, put a few drops of paint down. Only a few. This is very important. You only want a teeny tiny bit of paint just because of how we're going to paint it. Too much will make a big mess and take a really long time to dry. So just a few drops of a few different colors, and then use your paintbrush and swirl it around, or big stripes, or any kind of abstract. This is where the fingers come in. You can totally finger paint with this. This is a really great project for the little bitty ones who aren't quite ready to make fancy creations, but you still want to have a keepsake from the year. Let them color and create to their heart's content. Then set them aside to dry. I have one already dry. Made this earlier. Once you've got your dried artwork, we're going to cut it into a shape. So Mom or Dad can cut this, or you can use a cookie cutter and trace some holiday shapes if you'd like, or you can let the kids cut it and be super abstract. However you want to do this, you cut your paper into whatever shape you want. I have a little star here. And then simply punch a hole and add a ribbon and you're done. The swirling of the painting and the uniqueness of the finger painting or the different spirals of colors really make for a cool design, and it ends up looking like a really fancy piece of artwork that just happens to be made by the most important artists in the house. So, get creating and get messy. This project is called a happy chain, and it's one of my favorite things to make each year. Start with strips of paper cut to about 1.5 to 2 inches thick. It can be any color paper and any type of paper that you have around the house. If you've made a paper chain before, you probably have an idea how this is going to go. But before we connect these strips, we're going to do something special. Each person should take a marker or crayon and one strip of paper and write down something that makes them happy. It can be something good that happened this year, something you're thankful for, a blessing you received, or something you're looking forward to for the new year. Every person writes down something special to them. I'm going to write down that we got a new puppy at our house, and that puppy makes me very happy. Once you've written down your happy note, curve it in a little circle and either add a dot of glue, or you can use a stapler with Mom and Dad's permission, and make your little ring. Then do it again. So let's find something else to be happy about. Well, I'm happy that I get to do all of these 12 days of hometown holidays with all of you guys. So, the 12 days is my next happy. Remember, when you add your second one, loop it through before you glue it. Loop it, glue it, or staple it. There you go. This is a really fun project to do together, and everybody can talk and share about the things that make them happy. You can start with just a few for each person, and then add a few every evening, or add them all in one day and make a huge chain that goes around your house. It can decorate the tree, it can go around the doorway, you can do whatever you want with your chain. But it's a really great way to kind of focus on the good things and keep everybody in the right spirit for the holiday season. Now for a super fun ornament craft with a kind of retro twist that Mom and Dad will love, let's make Trinky Dinks. You can actually buy Shrinky Dink paper, which looks like this, at most craft stores or on Amazon or lots of other online retailers. So if you have Shrinky Dink paper, like we included in our kits, that's the easiest way. If you don't, you can absolutely still make Trinky Dink crafts out of recycled materials. All you need is number 6 plastic. Mom or Dad can Google exactly what that means, but pretty much it's any of the plastic that you see in restaurant or bakery to-go containers. Any of this kind of plastic totally works just the same. But again, Just Google it, you can find lots of lists. So the first step is to cut the shape you want to use. It's important to remember that once you bake it, it's going to shrink to about 1/3 of the original size. So you don't want to cut it too small because it'll get really, really tiny, which the shrinking is part of the fun, but you don't want to lose your whole project. So cut it very, very carefully. This might be something that Mom and Dad have to do, but you can easily cut just simple circles and squares and then let the kids do the rest of the part. Once you've cut your shape, color it with Sharpies. Any kind of permanent marker works. Doesn't matter which side you color on. Color any kind of designs all over. Be sure to color. Again, it's going to shrink down really small, so remember, if you do really detailed work, it might get hard to see. Once you finish your design, use a regular hole punch and punch a hole in your plastic. It's important to punch the hole before you bake it, otherwise it'll be too hard and too small to get the hole in. Once you've got your hole punched and your design done, you simply put it on a baking sheet with wax paper and bake it for about 2 minutes at 350 degrees. It might smell, especially the recycled plastic. It has a really strong plasticky smell. So some people prefer to do it in a toaster oven that they take outside on the porch. However you want to do it, it's only 2 or 3 minutes, so it goes pretty fast. It's really fun to watch in the oven. Turn the oven light on and watch as your designs start to curl up and you think they're going to fold up and be all messed up, and then they flatten back out. Have Mom or Dad take them out of the oven. If they're a little bit too curled, you can put a piece of wax paper over them at that time and use a spatula or a hot pad on your hand, Mom or Dad, to smooth them out just a little bit more. Give them a few minutes to dry off. Do not pick them up until they're totally cool. Shrinky Dinks are a lot of fun. There's a reason they've been around for a few decades. We hope you had fun making masterpieces with us. Be sure and share a photo in the comments on our Facebook feed so we can see all of your creations. See you tomorrow!